Hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to another update video here on Stormworks Build and Rescue. And yeah, they finally give us something that we've been looking for. Yeah. Plus a few other things. So, let's get right into it. So, I hope you like what you watch. I hope you enjoy what you see. If you do, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Helps the channel immensely. And yeah, let's get into this. Okay. So what we have here is, you know what? How about we look at the notes first? Alright, we have the Fluid and Electric Pulley Update. Stormworks, this is a minor update. We're adding a new pulley components for fluid and electrical components. These new components allow creating pulley systems that allow fluid connections or electrical and data connections. This feature has been frequently requested by the community. We're also adding new racing clothes and helmet outfits. As well as these new features, several fixes and improvements. Please see the patch notes for details. Thank you to all players who provide feedback on the new asset modding major update currently available on experimental. We are working on several improvements which we hope to move into experimental soon. Something that many players have shared their concerns about is the impact on the workshop of vehicles with modded components. The dependence of modded components on vehicles means that it is complicated to download and try out vehicles from the workshop if they use the modded components. Many players have asked for various new features to address this. We plan on discussing with modders and also consider what gives players the best experience. While we are considering what the best solution is, we will disable workshop uploading for vehicles that use modded components. An updated version of modding will launch on experimental soon. We look forward to your thoughts and feedbacks on this new minor update. Okay. Much love, the Dubs. And then I find this very odd that they're putting this here. Feature: fluid and electric pulley components. Feature: racing clothes items. We'll take a look at those. Fix: host now has authority over mic speaker is transmit state. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure where this is an issue because I don't do a lot of the multiplayer, especially or any of that, but yeah. Fluid jet mirrored animation issues. That might make sense on one creation I have. Limit maximum fluid cannon force. Oh, I wonder if the they're making it so you don't like overspend fluid because of pressure. I'll have to look into more of that later. Winches now check rope type is valid for a proposed connection. Might have to check that too. Because the only thing that has like two-sided connections are the pulleys. All the winches just have their one connection. So, rework. Removed rope mass scaling. Added rope tension impulses. This is interesting. Now, I've already seen some people talk about this, and I think it probably is true, but I guess we'll see. Alright, let's get back to the game. Okay, so here we have the new pulleys. Things are acting a little slow for me, so please bear with me on this, so I'm not sure why, but either way. So yeah, we have the new pulleys. You can see we have fluid hose pulley, and we got the corner pulley, and we got the electrical cable pulleys right there. They have all the same data. They work the same. You can see there's no like speed difference in that case. The winches up there are the same. And for the most part, just as everything that was covered in the, the original pulley update video, it's all still true. So they literally did the, just change them to have the different types. Okay, so here in the workbench, as far as this logic is concerned, you have obviously your data points for length for each of the things, so you can use that. The rope logic, now, say we disconnect this, And this, you can't take the fluid hose. See, it automatically turns off the electrical ones. And if you grab the fluid hose, automatically deletes there. So this will only look for the appropriate connection type. Pretty straightforward there. Nothing really new in that case. And this being a rope pulley, like if I come down to here and I just come up to here, you see, both of those disappear. So it knows what it's looking for. So when you click on one of those connections, it'll do what it needs to do. So that's pretty straightforward. And most of everything else when it comes to the pulleys, like I said, I covered in an earlier video. I'll see if I can make sure about putting a link to that in the description, maybe a card up on the side. Yeah. So, yeah, those are pretty straightforward. I mean, the change is pretty straightforward. They just give you... Now, I do find it interesting that they didn't just make it like an option, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe it ended up being too complicated. Also, I didn't notice... I don't remember this from the original thing, but you can actually name the pulleys. I don't know if this was when they added the names to the rope anchors, or all the anchors as well. So, you know, hey, the more the better. Something I just noticed, well, when they did this update, so. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the pulleys. I mean, they work exactly the same as the rope pulleys, except now they're just, they have specific ones for the new ones. So, yeah, let's check out those racing slicks they said they added. Nothing really new in there, so I guess it's under the extra clothes. Hat. Racing helmet. Open. Okay, not what I was expecting. Bike helmet? I mean, it is a bike helmet. I would actually say motorcycle, but... Racing helmet full. See, this is what I was expecting for the other one. Except the visor would be up. Mask and clothes. Let's see what we got here. Racing overalls. Bike suit. It looks like a modified version of the scuba gear. And bike jacket. Nice. Racing jacket. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so that was those. Now they mentioned something else about hoses. So, from what I understand, and from what I've been told, that they got rid of the... they basically got rid of the big issue with the hoses yanking stuff together. So, you know, like, you'd have two connections, and they would just pull... If they were, like, two move logics, they would just slowly drag towards each other. So, like, you can connect this one to this. And this would end up dragging these two vehicles together, even though you had, like, brakes on. Like, right now I have the brakes on, so they shouldn't be moving. And it looks like that's the case. But if I turn the parking brake off on this one, it is moving, but it's nowhere near as bad. Like, the brakes can actually hold up against it. Because, like, I know I have videos or my streams where I would, you know, trying to manage stuff with, say, like, I take this out to my oil refinery, and this thing would just get drawn into the thing. You would see, like, which hoses I hooked up first. Whereas if I go here to here, to here, and finally to there. Now, as you can see, it's still there and relevant, because you can see the first hose I hooked up is the lowest one still. But it's nowhere near as bad. Now if I get rid of this, you can see they're starting to pull together. Like, this is what they would do, you know, by themselves, even with the parking brake on. So the strength of it has been definitely reduced, but the effect is still there overall. But it looks like it takes a lot of force to get it to happen. So, but yeah, like, you can now, let's see, jump. You can actually jump forward with it. However, that doesn't mean it's still not applying force backwards. So you see I just jump, and it is pulling me backwards. But at least I can run forward now and actually jump. It definitely slows you down still, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Like, especially when you got really far away and it would just, like, yank you backwards. Now, one more test of this to help with, you know, a distance versus... Because they did mention scaling. See, I got another one of the trucks sitting over there. So, I bring this across. Okay, so, I'm sitting here connecting this up, and I got it to stretch across, finally. I had to reset this truck. But as you can see, I'm coming over here, and the physics there for pulling them together is still there, but it's still not as strong. But the larger you get, the more impactful it is, it seems. As you can see, the difference in the height of those hoses. And on top of that, is like, even though I can still go forward some, the farther I get, the more it actually pulls back on me and ends up starting to pull me backwards. So as you get closer to the end of the rope, it's harder and harder to jump forward with the rope. So if you're trying to, like, jump over walls or structures that are just barely low enough for you to jump over, you're going to have a hard time. You're just going to bounce off of it most of the time. Whoosh. There we go. So, yeah. But you see, because you look at the positioning of these ropes, or these hoses, they're still there. Now, however, this is the hose. This could be something that's actually rope specific, but I believe they definitely wanted to do it for... there we go. Let's grab that rope. So if we grab this... Nope, the effect is still there. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Like, you get up to speed and it just brings you to stop. See, like if I just jump straight up, whoop. And attach the anchor. Yeah, so you can see there's definitely movement. Because you look how deep they're into the concrete here. Yeah, it's not gone. It's still there, but it's definitely a lot more manageable. So, one last test for these ropes. This new rope physics. So, I've got the truck here again. I've done on my streams many a times of hooking this to this, especially recently. Not too long ago, I had one where I was updating this to more current standards of equipment. So I was running around just connecting up the hoses to this and such. And you'll notice I'm running a lot faster because I don't have that, whatever that lag was back on the multiplayer island was. I don't think it was because I had all those trucks out, but whatever. I'm sitting here noticing, it's like, wait a minute, I could have tested the jumping over thing. Alright, so... So yeah, like, I can jump over that now. Whereas I know before I wouldn't be able to jump over that, because the moment I jump, I would get instantly bounced backwards. Or my momentum would get stunted so quickly that I couldn't go across it. So yeah, and then on top of that, it would already start dragging the truck, like, a lot closer. And yeah, okay. Alright, so we took a look at the new update, took a look at the notes, checked out the racing outfits, took a quick look at the pulleys. Nothing really different about them from the thing, other than they now take the new hoses and such, and the electrical cables, and they're able to transfer data, able to transfer fluids. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you want to see some of that, I can. Just let me know in comments or whatever, and yeah. Also took the rework of the physics of the ropes as well. So yeah, hopefully be able to see that in some of the upcoming career I do. And just in case, if it's worried about an old save or not, well, find out soon enough, I guess. So, anyways. Oh, and the modding update's coming up soon enough. If you have any things you want to send Des, make sure you give them feedback. Because, you know, they're looking for stuff so they can do it right. Because that's the whole point they put the experimental up. So, if you see something and you don't like it, and you never said a damn thing about it, I mean, you can't really blame the devs for that. Just saying. Just saying. So, alright. So, yeah. Hope you like what you saw. Hope you enjoyed what you watched. You did. You don't know the... you know the deal. You know the spiel. This is Arcades, signing out. Have yourself a good day. Whee! I find this very odd that they're putting this here. I mean, we already own the game, and you're putting this here. It'd be one thing if it was for, like, the DLCs, but the main game? I'm sorry? Why? I mean, I know why, but why this? You want to put the stuff... That's like... I'm sorry, but this is like defining an object with its name. Let's say, what is food? Food is the food you eat. No, that doesn't no. I'm sorry. Anyways, bad marketing aside.